This video is sponsored by NZXT. I don't know how, but it is. Hoi hoi, I'm Nerd Fred. I talk a lot about Warhammer lore on my stream. So I thought I was just gonna do a video for YouTube about something that I don't see very often talked about. And that is, what are the Chaos Gods? Not who, but what. So you've probably already seen videos like that. You probably already know how Nurgle is the god of plagues. How people who follow him turn green, become less successful on Tinder. That's not what we're on about. Today, we'll be discussing what they are. So let's start off and just going about where they live. And where they live is a place called the Chaos Realms, or the Warp if it's 40k. What is that? That is basically just a mirror to the entirety of reality, and all emotions go in there. But it's just a reflection of reality, really. So the entire dimension is just made of the stuff, right? Now imagine such a place that is made completely out of emotion that reflects from our reality. All humans, elves, everything. Now, we consider what we just imagine a little bit with how awful it is to live in the Warhammer world. They had monsters long before they even had chaos, and they, you know, horrible things happen there. It's called Warhammer, right? I mean, the world isn't named that, the planet isn't named that, but, you know, that's a different story. Anyway, imagine how long trauma can exist in someone's mind and how that will constantly just reflects out there. And not a happy memory. How many happy memories do you need to just cover up those kinds of awful memories, right? But this is where they exist. This is where Chaos Gods live. And that is what also they are made of. All prayers, everything, to all gods go into the Chaos Realms. Everything. Now, the Chaos Gods are essentially things, or you can't really call them beings in that regard either, because they're so eldritch, right? They're so far off from what we have, or what we can consider a person. But they divvy up most of the human emotional spectrum. Say human, but you guys know it's like elves, dwarves, everything, right? They divvy up all of us. But why are the Chaos Gods so evil? Well, I mean, like we already answered that, right? Trauma. And bad negative emotions weigh heavier on a person than happier ones. Nurgle, for example, the Plague God, doesn't just have disease, decay, despair, destruction, death, also rebirth. He embodies despair, but in his repertoire, he also has compassion, filial love. That's what like a father would care. Mercy. The god of healing, after all, as well. Slaanesh isn't just the chaos god of pleasure, hedonism, excess and decadence, sex, drugs and rock and roll, all of that. Lust and pride, self-indulgence. Say that right? Indulgence. I'm probably that's better. It's also the god of passion, love, self-fulfillments, art, fertility. You know, not all bad. Tzeentch, known as the architect of fates, the bringer of treachery, his domain that encompasses evolution, mutation, intrigue, ambition, destiny, lies, and trickery. His good traits: magic, knowledge, hope, ambition, self-improvements, the will to make the world better, to change it, to bring change. You know, not just the bad things. Khorne is the easiest to understand in all this, right? You know, as the blood god, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, all of that. He's just the god of blood, bloodshed, and slaughter. He's also the god of martial prowess, honor, justice. The stuff that knights and chivalry are made of. I know it sounds a little bit whack to listen to, you know, like people are like, who is this? Why does he, what are these fanfics? What is it? No, this is actually how it is. You gotta listen to me now, all right?